When I got out of the military, I had a hard time translating my military experience into the civilian world. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for my wife, I probably would have been that homeless or impoverished vet. But it can be easier with the right support. I'm Mark Casper, and I'm the Executive Director of Tech4Troops. In today's world, you have to have a computer to be able to apply for jobs. Our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce.
Here at Tech4Troops, we're here to push you forward to get you back to where you want to be in life. When the veterans come in, I teach them everything you could think of that's done with a computer. I want them to feel that this is a tool that's going to help them get their life back.
I went into a kind of a deep depression. Eventually, I lost my job and I was out on the street. The computer was able to connect me to the web, and I was able to start putting resumes out. And you have to have these small building blocks to get from point A to point B. I'm not worried about employment anymore.
The need is great, and we want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome everyone to the Tech4Troops Phoenix Desert Classic from Phoenix Raceway. Thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network. I am Rick Souza, here with my co-host, John Durgis. And John, it's hot in Phoenix.
It's hot, it's slick, and I'm glad to be back after a 2-week vacation per se. It is good to be back in the booth and back here in Phoenix. The Tech4Troops Phoenix Desert Classic is going to be a slick one. We've seen a lot of cars struggling to find some grip here on corner exits. So this may be a track where attrition plays very well into play at the latter stages. Right now, it looks like qualifying is underway. And at the top of the board is Gibson with a 2784. We'll see how long that stands.
Yeah, that's Steven Gibson up there. It may have been eclipsed by Charles Van Scoik, but the board has not updated as of yet, but will at the point at which we can go back to, I guess, this point, get the starting grid. So let's cover a couple of things. Let's see if we can bring up the race info. Yeah, that's not coming up right now. That will update in a second. Let's talk about our current team championship right now. We've got, after week 8, this is week 9, NB2 Motorsports is sitting on top with Average Joe Motorsports #1 team in second. Third is AJM2. 43 Racing is in fourth. Ghost Racing is in fifth. Retro is in sixth. Dark Tempest in seventh. SEM in eighth. DCR in ninth. ONR in 10th. And Redford Racing is sitting there in 11th. And our point standing, we have had 8 races and 8 different winners.
Yeah, Rick, I think that trend is going to continue tonight. I'm going to make my claim right now. I think today you may see somebody who maybe not be at the front very often, pull off an upset here and stamp their place into our championship round and the round of 16 going here later in the season. Right now, it looks like Gibson's still at the top of the board on my side, but I may see a little bit of data that is coming in a little bit late. I think Van Scoik does have the top spot, running a 27.728.
Yep, I see the same thing. So let's talk about, John, what do you have for your keys to tonight's event?
Yes, so 3 keys with a bonus key after watching practice. So number 1, corner exit's going to be very important here tonight. We've seen a lot of drivers have some trouble gaining traction off the corners. So your corner exit is going to be everything when it comes to how much wheel you're putting into the car, as well as matching that up with how much throttle the car can take. Second, the dog leg. When do you use it? When do you not use it? It does have an advantage early on in the run, but later in the run, I think the cars are going to be way too loose to do that. And plus, you may be able to damage your car a little bit. And in third, this goes hand in hand with the first 2, but as always, tire conservation. It's hot. It's slick. There's a lot of cars out here that have been sliding it around during practice, so tire conservation is number 3. But it looks like we have our starting lineup. Rick, go ahead, start us off with our pole sitter.
Charles Van Scoik is our pole sitter, and Charles wins the Owl's Nest Racing Pole Award, followed by Ryan Pittman on his outside. Stephen Gibson is sitting in third, and Alonzo King to the outside. Mark Hanna is in 5th. Luke Bullard is in 6th. Jesse Vaughn is up in the top 10 in 7th. Sammy Harrell on the outside in 8th. Ian Ogden in 9th. And Mike Slagter is in 10th.
Jeff Nairn out of NB2 Motorsports in 11th, with Zach Ward in 12th. In P13, you have Sean Shootman in the number 37 machine with Joey Doucette to his outside. Maurice Burnett starting in 15th with Harley Barletta in 16th. Marco Berube, the Canadian, there in 17th with Christoph Hall there in the 18th position. David Clayman there starting in 19th, and Kane Vandemark starting in 20th.
In 21st, you've got William Mann Jr., and on his outside, Ty Bostic. On the 23rd position, Pete Woodrum, and on the outside, Grant Altizer. In 25th, John Ledger. 26th, Austin Habel. 27th, Colin Garrett. 28th, David Sharon.
Well, Rick, it looks like drivers are making their way out of this very interesting pit road here. It's one of the most unique pit roads because it's not on the front stretch, it's on the back. And talk a little bit more about this track. We have 187 laps tonight, 60% fuel, 5 sets of brand new tires there with 1 quick repair, obviously. As typical, 3 green-white checkers, and we have our Tech4Troops scheme skirmish and the Owl's Nest Racing Pole Award that went to Charles Van Scoik. So I believe we're going to get the green flag here, Rick. Got to remember, it looks like these lanes are not even formed up, but that starting line is not here at the original front stretch. It's actually right before the dog leg. So we'll see how this race transpires once they get to the Geico restart zone.
Yeah, when they flipped this track, it completely boggled my mind. It took a while to get used to the new layout. And
it did.
We are green.
Green flag racing in Phoenix. Nobody's taken the dog leg early, maybe a little bit there, but nobody decided to take that going into technically turn 1.
Still 2x2 out of 3.
Here we go. This is the tricky part of the track. Everybody's holding their ground so far. Everybody made it through, and here we go. Got a dive bomb into the 8. Here we go.
That's the 45.
And we're wrecking. 11's around. Caution. That was the 11 there of Joey Doucette. I think he got tangled up.
Front end damage. Maybe David Clayman, the 17. Maybe not.
No, maybe the 20. Is that the 27 or the? I couldn't tell who that was. Oh, a little bit of action under caution right there. We caught that.
That was Grant Altizer and the 27 of Jeff Nairn.
Not really sure what happened on that perspective.
Let's go
back to the first incident. Yeah.
Incident.
2 cautions in 1, I guess you could say.
That's right. So I think Joey just says coming into the pits, but let's try to see what happened Oh, looks like he ran up on the 27 backed out.
My guess is that Joey Doucette did not realize that Jeff was going to get out of the gas as quickly as he did. This is very common at this track. Very, very common to happen.
Oh, he blinked.
Yeah, that definitely led to them getting collected. And I don't know what happened after this here kind of towards the exit of pit road. But it looks like the 27 of Naren got caught up with somebody else.
Right there.
Oh.
Not sure wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, that looks like he definitely wasn't paying attention at all on that perspective. Not really sure. But that brings out our first caution of the evening. I just don't think he even sees him. I mean, you can't even...
Yeah.
Like, from our angle, it doesn't even look like a car's there.
But he's just going right up the track. I don't think he was really... he was involved in that incident. He probably was looking at his gauges, trying to figure out what was wrong. And unfortunately...
Yeah, unfortunate situation there, but we're 4 laps into this 187-lap adventure here around Phoenix. We thank you for tuning in. And, it's been 2 weeks without track facts, so why not let's bring them back. Here is our caution number 1 track fact. What year did Phoenix Raceway open? Let's start off simple. What year did Phoenix Raceway open? That answer will come to you either 5 laps after the green flag or the next lap when there's a caution. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Well, I do want to take this opportunity to unfortunately we had some unfortunate news as part of the IWM family that a driver that had raced with us often and with a number of teams here, I think specifically the Southern E-Motorsports guys, was Chris Robley. And Chris raced with us for a number of years. He was a good guy, and unfortunately Chris was in real life heading to help out a race team and lost his life tragically in a traffic accident. And we wish his family all the best. Our prayers are with them in this tragic time, and we're a little saddened here at IWM for sure. We remember Chris as well. We ask that you keep their family, the Robley family, in your prayers. So again, Chris, we will miss you.
Absolutely. Yes, we will, 100%. As we get the green flag, I believe some drivers are even sporting some special decals, remembering him as well. So we're carrying on his legacy here on the track. As we continue, we are now, wrecking again. Oh, hold on, save it.
That's the 8.
No, we're still spinning. We're spinning down low. Don't know who that is. I think that's the 14. Is that the 14?
Mike Slagter? Mike Slagter. He's making his way back up. Looks like he saved it. No caution came out on another car. Someone spinning. It's going to be the story of the day. It's just unfortunate. That's just part of the way this track lays. That's right there. It's easy to lose it. That's the 2. Back a bit in the field. It's almost very slow through the dog leg. So back up front with Mr. Alonzo King has kind of popped out, and we've kind of separate ourselves, going single file here. Mark Hanna is in second, Charles Van Scoyk in third, Jesse Vaughn is up to fourth, Sammy Harrell in fifth, Ryan Pittman is in sixth, Stephen Gibson in seventh, Sean Shootman in eighth, Zach Ward in ninth, and Christoph Hall is in 10th. Big lead by Alonzo King, nearly a full second. Oh, big wreck, caution's out. Ryan Pittman is involved as well. Contact with the 29 there. William Mann Jr. was involved as well. We'll see if we can figure out just what happened. Watching here the 08 following of Ryan Pittman. The car in front of him was a little bit loose. That's the 84.
Oh, a little bit of netcode there.
Let's go back and just.
Oh,
yeah.
hard hit with Sean Shootman.
That's just terrible.
Yeah, that netcode is awful.
They weren't even close.
Yeah, no, it was really bad. I mean, you could see Jesse loose, but I mean, you have what? I mean, right here is just wow.
That's crazy.
That's a good, fifth of a car right there. That's not even close. Sean Shootman, nowhere to go.
Pins him up there. I know William Mann Jr. was involved in a little bit as well.
And I guess you could categorize this. I said turn 4. I guess you could say this is technically turn 2 by the track layout perspective, right out of the dog leg. It's a treacherous one, and we've seen multiple drivers on the same lap lose it at a. I guess you would say that's turn 2. And then you have an unfortunate situation here, just bad timing on that perspective. But answer the first question, by the way, it was 1964. Phoenix opened in 1964. Don't know how long it'll stay open after this race ends, but it was opened in 1964.
All right, that's our second caution. We've just gotten this race underway. 175 laps to go. Alonzo King currently showing as your leader. Just 13 laps in the books. We knew tonight was going to be a challenge for these drivers. Basically it's a 1 mile track. It's flat. It's oddly shaped. Things happen. Those are not good factors for a simple and easy race. It's not super wide in spots.
Correct. It's not, and it's a really matter of which Alonso does very, very well, which is why he's out front. Throttle control, especially out of the corners here, because it's just slick. And yeah, we're going to be going into what looks like going to be a night race here under the lights, which should help us out quite a bit and lower the track temps. But it's a matter of attrition now. We've seen, I wouldn't say half the field, but a good portion of the drivers is struggling, which is very common here. So, Rick, we'll see what happens as this race progresses. Another caution came out, which means another track fact. Who won the very first Cup race here at Phoenix back in 1988? Who won the very first Cup race here in 1988?
All right, field has formed back up. We are about to go back to green flag racing.
Staying to the high side, and we're off. Green flag racing. Outside checks up a little bit. And Alonzo King is off. Have some drivers now cutting the dog leg a little bit. You see that is the 81, the 6, or 3 wide, that's the 8.
There's definitely some motion in the back there.
Oh, 84 sideways again. Hold on to it, Jesse. Hold on. Oh.
Oh, he stops. Come on, get it moving.
Oh, this may throw a caution. I mean, he's on the apron. We stay green. He did not go above that yellow line, and iRacing deems that as the okay. Right. 16 laps complete.
Alonzo King is still your leader. Mark Hanna in second. Charles Van Scoyk in third. Zach Ward is in fourth. Sammy Harrell in fifth. Stephen Gibson Jr. in sixth. John Shipman in seventh. Harley Barletta in eighth. Austin Habel in ninth. And Christoph Hall in 10th.
It looks like drivers are still getting loose out of turn 2, technically. And I think that will kind of sort itself out as this race goes on. But that number 80 car of Alonzo King has it dialed in, and so does Mark Hanna. I mean, look at that all the way up here in the front, battling with these guys. I predicted somebody not typically up front very often possibly could make an upset here. We'll see what happens as this race progresses. About to be 20 laps into this event.
Good shot from our seats amongst the fans out here tonight, watching this great race in Phoenix. If you attend the Phoenix event, this is kind of what you'll see from the grandstand.
It is kind of actually a really cool shot. Beautiful to see the sunset, the mountains, and all of those beautiful virtual people in the stands.
It's a packed house.
It is very packed. Got a mohawk right there. Wow.
I saw that, yeah.
You know, we're talking about Alonzo King out front. Looking at who has won this season, it's actually kind of shocking. 8 out of the top 10 have not won a race this season. Let's take that into consideration. The top 8 out of the top 10 have not won a race. The only 2 in the top 10 that have, Alonzo King in first and Harley Barletta in 8th. So with that being said, your front runners aren't at the front. They're there. Luke Bullard's back there in 16th. You have Ty Bostic there in 12th. Ryan Pittman, and he's back there in 20th, losing 18 spots from his second place starting position. But we may see an upset tonight here at Phoenix.
All right, Mark Hanna continues to follow the leader behind Alonzo King there. Pretty good gap between himself and the folks behind him. Charles Van Scoyk in third is a second and a half behind Alonzo King. Well, we kind of take our time and kind of run through the field. Let's start back at the top. Alonzo King is your leader. Mark Hanna is sitting in second. Charles Van Scoik is in third. Sammy Harrell is in fourth. Then Massage NB42. The seventh of Zach Ward is behind Alonso. Behind Sammy. Sean Shipley is sitting in third. Lose my mind here. Mario Boletta is in seventh. Stephen Gibson Jr. is in eighth. Austin Abel is in ninth. And Christoph Hall is in 10th. He was a little squirrely coming out of that corner. David Clayman is right there behind him. Ty Bostic. And Ogden, middle of the field, is a few spots down from his starting position. Joey Doucette got his car repaired. He's back out on the track. Got the 88 of Maurice Burnett back there in 15th. Luke Bullard is in 16th. We've got Ryan Pittman behind him, followed by the 19th of John Ledger. William Mann Jr. is back there as well. Marco Berube in the 99. Mike Slagder, we saw him earlier having that incident back there in 21st. Grant Altizer, 22nd. Dave Sharon back there in 23rd. Jeff Nairn in 24th. Jesse Vaughn, who was involved in that earlier incident, and another caution has come out for Pete Woodrum, which was we were just about to go to.
Yeah, not really sure what happened to Pete, but we'll have to get the replay folks on it. Look at that, already there. Going into turn 3 right here.
Just loose.
Drives it in, I think, a little bit too hard. Oh, and the 9's there, turns him around.
Gets a little bit of help from the 9. Yep, there we go.
And we have cars on pit road.
We do.
Also, the answer to that caution number 2 question, Alan Kowicki. He won the very first race here at Phoenix back in 1988. Who's going to bring it home tonight? Is that going to be the number 80 of Alonzo King making his way down pit road? That's a lot of drivers that did not even pit. But we shall see. Drivers now making their way.
There's Ryan Pittman.
Here comes Mark Hanna. Oh, good stop.
Yeah, running a great race.
I think Van Scoik beat out both of them. I think he did.
He did.
And Mark Hanna beat out. No, he didn't. Never mind. I take that back. I was going to say he beat the 80 out of pit road.
We're going to take this opportunity to run a commercial break. We will be right back.
Are you looking for a way to safely and securely dispose of your old electronic devices? Why not donate them to Tech4Troops? Tech4Troops is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to bridging the technology gap for in-need veterans and their families. The donation process is quick and easy. Simply go to tech4troops.org and click on the donate link at the top right-hand side of the page. Scroll down to access the Give Back Box link. To create your shipping label, click Add to Cart and complete the checkout process. The shipping label is good for up to 50 pounds. You can recycle most standard shipping boxes to send in your devices. Oh, don't forget the power cords. Give new life to your old technology by responsibly recycling with Tech4Troops. Help save the environment and support a veteran.
All right, welcome back to the Phoenix Desert Classic here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series. I want to thank Tech4Troops, the 1111 Project, and U-Haul. They're our corporate sponsors for this series, and we thank them for their time, their dedication to the iRacing Warriors Network and the drivers that make this possible each and every week. So we thank them for being a part of this family. So, well, Harley Barletta is out first, and I guess Harley and a number of the guys up the front, pretty much that tired top 9, did not pit.
Yeah, so it looks like I believe Barletta, Bostic, and Ogden have not come down pit road yet, but Doucette, Bullard, Ledger, and Mann all came down on lap 11 and 12. So we have varying strategies here. Everybody else coming down on lap 29. This most recent caution. I got to figure out a track fact here. Let's see. I don't know if I'm going to get one before the start of this
I do know
race.
It's a gaggle of 1111 AJM cars out front.
It is. It is. We'll see. Here we go. Green flag back in the air, and we're off to racing. Inside line, a little bit of a stack up there to the bottom. You'll see the number 3 there of Luke Bullard drop down to the bottom, almost getting to the back bumper of the 21 of Ian Ogden. But we are 3 wide in the back of the pack. A lot of action going on.
Through the back here. You know, restarts are always a challenge. Oh, there's already one. That's the 8 spinning into the inside retaining wall. We stay green.
I believe the 20.
Gibson.
Yep, Stephen Gibson. Oh, hold on to it.
9 is spinning too.
Let's see if this throws out a caution. 37 spinning into turn 2. He's not going to save it. We're going to have a caution. There it is.
All right, so a number of incidents.
Where do we start?
Goodness. The first place we can start is the 9. He got a little bit of help from the 84. Sent him around. But because he was below that yellow line, caution did not come out. However, looks like the 37 got a little bit of help as well.
Not the first time we've seen drivers get a little bit of help tonight.
So it looks like the 7 was just kind of losing it a bit and collected the 37 as he tried to save it. So you can see the 7 below that. If you look at that seam, he's basically a little bit out of control, tries to adjust, and then
boom.
Yep, tags the left rear. All right. We are back under caution here. So Retrowave Dave wants to know, when were the lights installed at Phoenix? Is that a question for you?
That is a question for me. Okay, I do not know that at the top of my head, so I'll have to do a little research. But I'm going to throw a question right back at you. Which NASCAR Cup Series driver has the most wins here at Phoenix? And if you can answer how many, then I'll mail you a gold star. I don't know. I don't have anything else to give you. ...2004 is the answer there. Phoenix Raceway has a seating capacity about 51,000, and in 2004, they installed lights all around the track. So about 20 years.
Okay, 37 laps in, 150 or so to go here at Phoenix. We are currently on our fourth caution of the night. We caution you from playing any drinking games based on the number of cautions that we have. We think that would be very detrimental to your driving.
And your health.
And your health.
But mainly the health. That's what,
Yeah.
what we care about. Yeah.
Although we may have to start that tradition here in the booth.
I mean,
it could prove interesting.
between Richmond and Phoenix, well, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be bad. Yeah.
That would, yes. You would see a new viral video on YouTube if that was the case. But looks like lights are off on the pace car. We're going to be re-racking them, stacking them, and going back green here with the 81 out front, looking to be the first driver to win 2 races this year. With Joey Doucette right behind him, Luke Bullard and Bostic there as well. But don't count out John Ledger, don't count out William Mann. And the first car on fresh tires is Mark Hanna. Just think about that. If Mark could somehow pull this off, this would be a major shakeup in the point standings, and that would clinch his spot to our championship round. So,
Yep.
Rick, here we go.
Yeah, and interesting fact, this is the 9th race. That means we are halfway through the points race.
We are. Green flag back out. 81 drops down. Got some tight racing between the 3 and the 11. As they now go, oh, the 6 gets into the back of the 44. They keep it all going in the right direction. They're not going straight. They're technically turning. So 45 is a little bit loose. He holds on to it. 42 drops down low. Oh, slides it.
Trying to keep our eye on the rest of the field as well as your leaders. Oh, there was someone in the back. That was the 17 of David Clayman, and the 12 is spinning right in front.
Oh, hold on. No, that's going to big wreck. Big wreck. Maybe not. Maybe just a single car?
Single car.
It looked like he just wrecked in front of the entire field. So I was just,
I hate to say that. Marco Berube was also involved, and Jeff Nerin was collected as well. I think that wreck spun below. See, that's the 27 of Jeff Nerin comes up, and then contact.
Oh, man, hard hit for Berube there.
Yep, Jeff Nerin has unfortunately been involved in a couple of these.
And even though, you know, he hasn't gotten that win, he's been very close to the front. He's actually one of the highest point drivers running. He actually is the highest point finishing driver outside of William Mann and Mike Slatker to not have a win. So he has some points built up, but still not the run he was looking for. 5th caution. So that means I have to answer the 4th caution's question. Which driver has won the most times here at Phoenix? That would be Happy Harvick, who just announced today that Josh Berry will be taking over in that number 4 machine next year for Stewart-Haas Racing. I mean, brilliant opportunity for Josh. I mean, he deserves it. I'm a fan of his already. He's from Tennessee, actually just outside of Nashville, so excited to see what he's able to do. But
it's a huge opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, he did very well in Chase Elliott's ride when Elliott was out, and I think that's just proven to show what kind of driver he is, and he definitely is the cream of the crop coming up to the Cup Series. He will be a rookie next year, but by no means a rookie to racing at all.
Huge modified racer, late model stock.
Yep. You know, we're seeing a lot of junior motorsport drivers actually having the chance to feed their way into the Cup Series. This will be the second one right beside Noah Gregson, because Gregson was a part of junior motorsports. So this is just, you know, showing even truck series drivers, okay, who's, you know, what team do I want to go to? And a lot of the Cup drivers are coming from JR, so why not? And so have they announced a replacement for Josh Berry yet?
Not that I'm aware.
I think I know who should be in a spot.
There's plenty to pick from.
I think Carson Hocevar. I think Hocevar.
Such a challenging.
Yeah.
You know, he's just a polarizing figure right now.
He is. He definitely is. But I think he has a lot of a lot of grit and a lot of determination, and I think he could do well given the chance to make a name.
Well, his name has certainly come up a number of times.
Yes, it has.
Anybody who listens to racing podcasts, especially one particular one, his name is often on their lips. All right, so the lights are off here at Phoenix Raceway. We are on lap 44 and our 5th caution. You do the math. About to go back to green flag momentarily. Ty Bostic is your control car. Chris Howell is not here tonight, but is chiming in on the stream. He is throwing out Zane Smith as a potential.
Ooh, I love that one.
I would be certainly happy with Zane taking that role. He certainly deserves it.
He does. Zane's a great driver as well, obviously proven time and time again to win. Also, really quick, going to throw out a caution number 5 trivia question. It's about the Tech4Troop Cup Series. Who has the most top 10s this season? There we go. I'm throwing something about our active drivers right now. So, who has the most top 10s so far here as we are about to go green? And we are green here in the Tech4Troops Phoenix Desert Classic. It's definitely turning out to be... Oh, watch out, John Ledger. Hold on, buddy.
He's down on the apron.
Yeah, he got a little bit loose coming out of the dog leg there and had to check up majorly.
Wisely stays to that inside. Although he fell back a bit, but, discretion's a better part of valor.
Yes. Oh, there's another one. It's kind of sideways. That's the 42? I can't tell who that is. 45, that's Mark Hanna actually on the bottom.
Mark Hanna, yep.
Save that machine. Is that Christoph?
That's Maurice Burnett.
That's Burnett.
Now we're 3 wide through this part of the track.
You know, we were talking about earlier in the race whether the dog leg is going to matter. I don't think drivers want to go down there because of how unsettled the cars are right now. I think it's just going to really upset them, and I think you're seeing that because no one's really taken the chance to go down there except on the restart when you're not up to full speed.
I think it is certainly a challenge, especially if you're contending and you're up front. It's hard.
And what I'm noticing just by the lines, also I love that number 2 paint scheme. It looks like there's the 7 got in the back of the 41. 41 saves it. It looks like a lot of different drivers.
41, wow. How he saved that, I have no idea.
I don't know, but there's a lot of action going on right here. You have Slatker battling. It's still loose. We're going to have some 3 wide action coming out of the corner here at the start-finish line. Cars going down to the bottom. But back to what I was saying, though, Rick, it looks like you're seeing a lot of different drivers drive this in a very different way. It's almost like everybody has their own style. Oh, 6 is in the wall. We're wrecking. Big wreck in the back stretch. Actually, 1 car spun. Just 6.
And he's backwards, running down, hugging the safer barrier.
He is. Got to turn that baby around. Don't hit the wall. Oh, not good. Not good.
That hurt.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. That's the 6 of Austin Hable.
Yep,
We'll go
that
back
is.
And,
I think he just got a little loose.
yeah, we'll go back and just kind of.
Oh, overcorrected.
Correct. So Alonzo King gets involved. Ryan Pittman sneaks by. You see how close that was?
Talk about the sneaky move of the race, or the I got to come up with a better name for that.
So look, he's loose, corrects, in the wall, comes down into the 80. Well, the 80 gets involved, gets hooked, and then that's the 17 on the outside, and the 80.
Ooh, nice move.
On through.
A little bit of luck, a little bit of skill. That's what it takes to win here. But that brings out our 6th caution of the night. And so to answer that previous question, who has the most top 10s here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series? That would be the number 14, our very own Mike Slatker. He has 7 top 10s. And Rick, you said we're halfway through. This is race number 9, correct?
That's correct.
That means there's been only one race that he has not finished in the top 10 in this entire season, which is the reason why, if you consider point-wise by total points, he is technically sitting in second, right behind Ty Bostic there, who has a win. So Slatker does not have a win, but he's been able to finish up at the front.
All right, 137 laps to go, 51 in the books, our 6th caution of the night. We're going to take a commercial break under caution, but hey, you won't miss anything. It'll be a short one. It'll be side by side.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce. We want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Cup Series Phoenix Desert Classic. I'm Rick Sousa here with John DeRudris here in the booth as part of the IWM Broadcast Network broadcast team. You're watching the Tech4Troops sponsored series. We've got Tech4Troops, 1111 Project, and U-Haul as our sponsors. Without them, this could not all be possible. And of course, we thank you for tuning in, our viewers, whether you watch this live, and we see a great number of you here actually watching, or those that may tune in later and watch on replay. Thank you for tuning in. All we do is ask that you like or follow and make it an effort to tell one person about what you're seeing and get them to follow along. We certainly would appreciate the viewership, and we thank you for following us and staying with us. So pace car has dropped down. We are about to go back to green flag racing. Joey Doucette is in charge, and we are almost.
Yeah, it seemed like the field like accordion there.
Well, I completely forgot that they moved the start-finish line so far into the dog leg. That was the old start-finish line right in front of the pit road.
It is. Here we go, Geico restart zone. They are in, and we're off. Green flag racing, and I see a sea of 1111 Veteran Project cars up front, followed by Sammy Harrell there in the 42. That is the first car that has the freshest tires, and we're wrecking again. Big wreck in the back. The 1, the 99, the 84s around.
Ian Ogden, Marco Berube, Pete Woodrum, Jesse Vaughn, obviously.
I think this started
right there.
Right. Yep. Bingo.
It's like the did the 8 check up a little bit? Let's back up just a little bit. Let's go on board with the 99. Bear with us here while we kind of sort out some of the technicalities here. All right, you're on board with the 99. A lot of contact with that. Let's try that one more time.
That's very interesting that the car got that upset about that. Very, very odd. But I guess it just shows you how on edge these Cup cars are here at Phoenix. And another caution means another trivia question. It's again about our Tech4Troops Cup Series drivers. Which Cup Series driver has led the most laps this season? And I'll give you a hint. He is not in the top 10 right now in the current leaderboard.
Is this NASCAR or Tech4Troops?
Tech4Troops. Tech4Troops. Who has led the most laps this season in the Tech4Troop Cup Series? A little bonus hint. He's not in the top 10 at the current moment.
All right. Well, we are at our 7th caution of the night.
7, lucky number 7. You know, the 7 had a lot of success here. Alan Kowicki making the Polish victory lap known here at Phoenix, I believe. Was it? I believe it was at Phoenix, correct?
I think so.
Yep.
Joey Doucette is currently still on top of the leaderboard. William Mann Jr. sitting in 2nd. Barletta 3rd. Harold 4th. Zach Ward 5th. Slagter 6th. Van Scoik 7th. Christoph Hall in 8th. David Clayman 9th. Sean Shipman is in 10th.
You know what's interesting right now? I'm looking at the last time that these drivers have made their way down pit road, and it looks like Joey Doucette and the number 29 of William Mann Jr., they both came down on lap 12, and then Harley Barletta in 3rd has not hit yet.
Nope.
Very interesting there out of that team, but everybody else behind him has pit on lap 29 or lap 50, 41, or 35, a lot of different ones.
Harley Barletta is the only driver out of the entire field that has not gone to pit road.
I mean, I think it's a fair strategy to play. I mean, I'm definitely going to pay attention to his lap times now and see specifically where he is. But
Well,
he's
if you
gone
think about
50.
it, we've only given 7 cautions, four laps a caution. That's 28. He's only got 30 laps on those tires.
Yeah, and I mean, he will need gas here pretty soon, though. That's the other side of this. So he could be definitely playing a little bit of a spoiler alert there out of that 81 camp and saving his tires, which I fully love that strategy. If you can't save him on the track, save him in the pits. So here we go, green flag back out, and the 81 got a great jump on the 11 and drops down. We're going to have 3 wide going into turn 2, technically? Maybe not.
It's 11-11 across the front.
You got Rick the Broken Record, or Rickcord, I guess you could say. God, that was a terrible joke. I couldn't.
7 cautions, we're getting a little bit punchy in the booth.
I couldn't let that one go. I couldn't let that one go. It was too good. Too good.
Kind of stuttering.
Yeah. I feel like I'm watching, or I'm seeing double or triple, because the 11-11 Veteran Project out front right now. Great cause. If you haven't looked them up, go ahead and look them up. 11-11 Veteran Project there. They do some great things alongside with Tech4Troops. If you haven't looked up Tech4Troops and you've been following us for a few weeks or a few seasons, check out what they do. They're an amazing organization, and we can't be more thrilled to have them on board as our title sponsor here in the Cup Series. So right now it looks like somebody just ran their best lap of the race. That was Joey Doucette at a 28 flat.
Somebody is blinking up at the front. I can't tell who it is. They're popping in and popping out.
I can't tell either. Right now, Joey Doucette, though.
It's Mike Slagter.
Ooh, interesting.
So if you're new to the series or to iRacing, when you see that car there and then it's not, or you hear us talking about somebody blinking, that has to do with their internet connection, and the way that iRacing reflects that on track is the car appears and then it doesn't. Then it pops back in. It's quite disconcerting as a driver if you're either experiencing it or watching something.
45 is sideways in turn 2. He lost it. And we have a caution.
There's contact.
Oh, hard hit. Hard hit.
Okay, that was the 6.
That
hit him. Unfortunately. Watching the 45, just getting a little loose. That's the 37 of Shootman behind him. No contact, no contact. He's clean. He's below the line, but he comes back up. That's the 8 that avoids him. The 88 avoids him. And unfortunately, the 6 does not.
And then I think he gets T-boned right here, Rick.
Tagged by the 19.
Yeah, tagged by the 19.
I think the T-bone
John
was
Ledger.
by the 6.
Yeah,
Was,
not good. Not good. That's unfortunate for the 45 because he's been running out front pretty consistently here after that last incident, so we'll see what he's able to do. It looks like the entire field is making their way down pit road, Rick.
Good bit of drivers on pit road. Mike Slagter is in. You saw him. You've got Harley Barletta right now coming out. He did finally make it to pit road. John Ledger. Marco Berube is there, as well as Grant Altizer. I think he's getting repairs made. That's John Ledger coming off pit road. That's the 6. All right, that puts Sammy Harrell on top of the leaderboard. In the 42 Massage Envy Purple People Leader.
Yeah, that's a sponsor I have to say I have not seen on a Cup car. In all of my time here on iRacing, Massage Envy has not been a sponsor I've seen. But hey, it's a good-looking scheme. So at Petty GMS, wow, not Petty GMS, I guess Legacy Motor Club,
Yep.
made it to get on board there with Massage Envy.
I think Retro Wave Dave is filling in for you, John.
Is he really? What is his question?
He says, who was involved and when was the closest Cup finish at Phoenix?
Hey, if he wants to be our quiz guy, we could have a dedicated quiz guy. I'm all for it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Closest finish. I'll have to think about this one.
Well, for those of you that don't know, Retro Wave Dave is Dave Watts. He's a driver here in the series, just taking the night off.
Or he's taking the night on by asking questions. I'm all for it. I love it. I love it.
He can add to the broadcast color. We'll take the help. It's been a busy one. We are currently, as you see, we are on caution number 8. And we've only got to lap 67. Yep. That is, yeah, that's, so here we are. Pace car has dropped down. Sammy Harrell is in charge as the control car. We're about to go back to green flag racing. Competitors are making their way down the back stretch, coming to turn 3, then 4, and then the start and finish line.
Here we go. And I do know the answer now. Very interesting. It actually is a 12th closest finish here in the Cup Series. Well, not this Cup Series, but the actual Cup Series. Anyway, green flag racing back in the air. Sammy Harrell out front right now. Everybody has come down pit road. His tires are 29 laps to the good. The 8 all the way down to the bottom side of the track, trying to find some grip, and that did not work out. Oh, no, he was coming down pit road. I take that back. He was coming down pit road.
Yeah. That being said, William Mann Jr. sitting back there in third, pitted last on lap 12. He has not been in. Oh, spinning. David William, I think, is around.
Oh, he saved it, though. He did tag the inside wall, but he saved that. Very good driving there by Clayman, able to get that car at least forward and not around. He'd made some contact with the inside wall. Hopefully he's able to come back and fight for this win. And Dave, I don't want to spoil the answer, but I believe I found it. It was between Kevin Harvick and Carl Edwards. 100th of a second. Whoa, tight. Whoa, wow. That could have been very bad for a lot of drivers.
I think that is pretty much classic here at Phoenix. You've got guys that are going to take and cut the dog leg, which completely unsettles the car. The racing surface is just completely different than that flat car and the dog leg contact there up front. And so you've got that group of guys are riding the track. Then you've got the gaggle that goes down low, then merges all the way back up. That's hard if you got a loose race car, which these guys are all talking about battling.
It is. It's definitely tough, and we're going to see that battle with the car and the driver take place all night long. Right now, back up front, Charles Van Scoik looking to get his first win of the season. I believe he hasn't won this season, Rick. I may be wrong, but I think he is still looking for a W.
Yeah, let's bring up the point standings while we're sitting here talking. So right now he is currently not in the top 20. So a win tonight would completely change his fate.
Yep, 4 out of the top 5 right now have not won this season. So we'll see if this could be a night for an underdog per se. But I don't think Van Scoik's an underdog. We've seen him run up front a lot during this season. So it's a matter of when, not a matter of if, for that number 41 machine.
Charles Van Scoik has an I rating of 4380, which is impressive.
I believe that is the highest in the field, outside of, I think the second highest would be, I believe it's Joey Doucette, unless we consider Colin Garrett.
Alonzo King is
39, yes. Alonzo there, yes. And if you don't know what we're talking about iRating. What iRating is basically iRacing's way of telling you how good you are compared to other drivers. It's based out of, I guess you could technically get to a 0, which would be very hard to do. But you could get to anywhere from 0 to 10,000 in your iRating. And you race with similar drivers around your number. So if you're 4,300, for example, you're probably racing around guys in that same range. And the way that you increase that is you simply finish races ahead of the driver or your number typically. Whether you're first, second, third, you want to typically finish ahead of that to get iRating and gain iRating. So it's a very interesting system. I love the system, actually, especially when you get in the higher rankings. But here at the Tech4Troops Cup Series, we have a wide array of skill levels here. But everybody has an amazing racecraft, and this league has, this year, let's talk about this, Rick. We have seen the most competitive season as of yet, due to our 8 winners.
Oh, yeah.
That have all been different winners.
So just as right now you've got the leader Charles Van Scoik. He's about to come up on the 8 car of Stephen Gibson. Stephen is wrecking. There's a wreck in the back. I think Grant.
What happened here?
Grant Altizer crash. Alonzo King is involved.
It honestly looked like a car. I was watching this live. It looked like somebody literally locked up and just went right into the wall. Like everything in their car just completely locked.
So right now we're focusing on, that's the 12 car of Grant Altizer.
No, it wasn't Altizer. It happened at a turn 2.
Well, hang on. He's coming around. Okay, so he stops. That brings out the caution. But let's just stay with him for a second. All right, let's see what happened to Alonzo King. Oh, contact. Although, big contact with the 42.
Oh, that was Alonso. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Interesting. It looked like I didn't see him with that initial contact on my other screen. It just panned over right as he was sliding to the wall. It's kind of like what I said. It looked like somebody just locked it up and just went right into the outside safer barrier.
I think the contact was pretty minimal, but you also saw that 2 car on the inside also get into the inside retaining wall as part of that method trying to avoid some contact. That's Kane Vandermark. All right, so that brings up another caution flag.
Yes, it does. Another caution and another track fact. Let's see who can bring one out first. Me or Mr. Watts.
So Grant Altiser's on pit road. You've got Stephen Gibson, Jeff Nerin. Most everybody else has stayed out. Charles Van Scoik will be scored right now on top of the leaderboard. Sean Shupman second, Christoph Hall third, Luke Bullard, Ty Bostic, Joey Doucette, Ryan Pittman, Maurice Burnett, Ian Ogden, and Pete Woodrum. That is your top 10.
I have a track fact. Which NASCAR... Well, okay, let me rephrase this. This is a non-active driver. Which non-active Cup Series driver won his last race at Phoenix in 2015? He won his very last Cup race in his career at Phoenix in 2015.
Did he have a very colorful car, John?
No, he did not.
There goes my guess.
Actually, well, depends on what you mean by colorful. Let me actually look up. I mean, wasn't that colorful, I would say.
It wasn't a rainbow, so.
It was not a rainbow. It was not a rainbow.
See, someone thought the same thing.
Actually, I know Jeff Gordon's last win, so that was at Martinsville. That was probably one of the coolest races I've ever watched. I would say, not because I was a Jeff Gordon fan, but the fact that he won and was able to get into the championship 4 because of that win.
Car is off, and Dave did post a question about at the top of Monument Hill at the Phoenix Raceway is a USGS marker. What does it designate?
No clue, but I'm going to designate that we're going to be green flag racing right now here at Phoenix. Outside line does not go. But it looks like the 41 is off. Green flag back in the air. I don't know the answer to that one. I don't know.
That's new. Lots of racing for a position a bit farther back. Oh,
Luke
car
Bullard
sliding.
sideways. Oh, big hit for the Bullard.
Oh! Tagged again. I think that was Austin Hable. No, I don't think that was Austin Hable. Let's go back and look and see just who.
Just go through the field and see who doesn't have a front end.
Oh, he was tapped by the 11 in the wall, and then boom.
Who was that?
Oh, that's the lucky part of being able to back stuff up. I swear it was the 6. Let's back up and go a little slower this time.
Yeah, slow-mo.
Here we go. Right there. It's the 12 of
That's
Altiser.
Grant Altiser.
Yep.
Grant.
Yep. All right. So, number of guys coming down pit road. The 3 is limping down there, trying to get some repairs made. Number of drivers on pit road. So we are on caution number 10. And you know, John, we are beginning to see a number of the same guys involved in incidents here. And that begins to bring in a calculation of incident points.
Yes, it does. Let's do a little bit of a rough calculation here. I'll give you a rundown about who is at risk here for incident point penalties, possibly. Jeff Narin, he is at risk. So is Altizer Doucette, David Sharon, Stephen Gibson, and Austin Habel. They are all at risk of penalty and or disqualification.
I think the two of Kane Vandenmark, the 84 of Jesse Vaughn, and the 69 of Colin Garrett have parked it.
They have. Yes, they have.
So Jeff Neeren is the last car potentially on the lead lap, and has been in a number of unfortunate incidents.
It is, yeah, and that's just a matter of Phoenix. I mean, it's not anybody's fault, really. It's not like somebody's getting into somebody intentionally. It's not like we're having a lot of people wreck other people for some whatever specific reason. It's just a very hard track to drive.
It's a short track.
Yeah, it is, and it's a matter of it. I mean, we've seen this at other tracks. Look at what we saw at Richmond. It's a very similar way of driving in the racecraft. You have to match the steering input to a certain degree, literally. When I mean degree, literally how far you're turning the wheel. Match that up with your how much throttle you're putting into the car. Because if you don't match that up perfectly, like I said in the pre-race, you will go around. So it's definitely a battle of attrition here tonight for a lot of these drivers, and some drivers at risk. Hopefully everybody makes it home. Well, I guess to their virtual pit stall after the race safe. Because they're all at home, I guess. Well, maybe you're not. Maybe some people are racing.
Yeah, well,
that'd be a fun segment.
We have not made it past the halfway point, and we are 10 cautions in.
Yes, we are. Also, answer to that question, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember this by memory. Oh my gosh! Wait a second, I just completely lost it. Dale Earnhardt Jr. There we go.
Well,
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Jason Houlette on YouTube put it out there. It said Dale Jr.
Yep, Dale Jr. won it in a blue and white nationwide paint scheme. There we go.
All right, on the backstretch, we're beginning to come towards the start-finish line. Charles Van Scoik is our control car. And Retrowave Dave has answered the question. It says it's the U.S. Geological Survey Department designating the original survey point for all of Arizona is the top of Monument Hill.
Very interesting. Very interesting stuff.
All right, we are back to green flag racing. Charles Van Scoik right now leading. We're trying to keep an eye on what's happening in the back of the pack. We're going to drop back a little bit.
And from previous races here that I've run, not one. I have won some, but also run a lot. Car sideways. That's Harley Barletta. He's able to save it. Everybody has a different braking point, especially going into turn 3 and turn 4 right here that we're about to see. So what we've seen here is a lot of drivers check up a little bit earlier to try to back up the corner to get the car to rotate, or drivers diving a little bit harder, relying more on the brakes to turn the car. And that seems to pose a lot of risk for cautions and incidents. So we've seen that this entire race. We had it in one of the first cautions that we've had this race. So we'll see if that continues. But that's a major part of this race is braking and throttle control, as well as
David Clayman.
And being able to figure out where that either let off or checkup point is. I believe that's 14 of Mike Slapper in the wall. Oh, 8 got into there. We got that one live.
We're still green. We're still green here.
Don't know who the 8 got into.
We stayed green, and he is in the pits. That's just. So here's my take. It's Phoenix. It's a 1 mile track. It's flat. It's so easy. It's unique. 1 and 2 are not 3 and 4. Add to that a dogleg. So those factors for the everyday garden variety racer, who this obviously is not their profession. And unless you're out here practicing hour upon hour to get your braking point down, it's going to be different for every single driver who's trying to come out and do this. We're all Walter Middies to some extent. This is a fun hobby that they enjoy doing. Some of these guys have real world experience. Others just do it for fun. And you can't trust the guy in front of you to have the same braking points as you do. So consequently, you're going to wind up in his bumper, or he's going to wind up in yours because you brake differently than he does.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. And one of the ways that I found the best to practice on a track like this is to intentionally drive over the limits to know what that point is, and to figure out, okay, because on iRacing you can have as many redos, as many resets outside of a race as you want. So if you know what that is, take it. Go ahead and basically wreck the car and see where that point is to where you can't drive it, and kind of not really reverse engineer it, but put yourself into the situation where you're practicing at the same conditions, the same temperatures, because you can manipulate all of that, and test different things and see it. It definitely helps a lot to see what the limits of these cars are, because especially on tracks like this, the limits are very, very slim between being able to get up to that limit and not passing it versus going over. So we'll see what happens. Right now, this is actually one of our, I hope I don't jinx this, one of our longest green flag runs of the night. I know it sounds wild to say, but it is. Right now, we have Joey Doucette out front with Charles Van Scoyk in second, Ty Bostic of 19 positions in third, Ryan Pittman in fourth, and Sammy Harrell in fifth. Zach Ward in sixth, Ian Ogden and John Ledger round out seventh and eighth. Actually, William Mann Jr., John Ledger is dropping like a fly, and so is Pete Woodrum. Not really sure why.
Caution's out.
Yep. Got that one.
Yep.
Got that one live.
What we were thinking, we missed it, was that Joey Doucette had come around and passed Charles Van Scoyk because he's on much newer tires. Joey pitted last on lap 64. Charles on 29. But that being said, let's go back and take a quick look and see what happened to Pete Woodrum.
Was it throttle? Yep. Oh. Single car incident. Hate that for Pete. Been with us a long time. But it goes to what I was just saying there, Rick. It's a matter of that throttle control and really where you are on the track. I found that if you're on the high side, you could give it possibly a little bit more throttle, but if you're sliding up the track from that bottom lane going to the top on exit, you have to be very ginger with that throttle. Not the kind of ginger that you're going to get at a Thai restaurant either. But you have to be very ginger with that. David Watts, I'll pass the floor to you. Do you have a question for everybody tonight, even us in the broadcast booth? I promise I will not use Google.
He does, actually. Dave says, what track did Phoenix Raceway replace as the go-to racetrack in Phoenix?
Do you know this one, Rick?
I do not.
I'm scratching my head there on that one. I'm trying to think of all the races that took place in Arizona, and the only track that I can think of is Phoenix. I'm not going to use Google. I'll wait for Dave.
Well, I'm not ashamed to look it up.
Yeah. You and Angelin, I got to say, you and Angelin looking up on the Google. I understand.
Well, there's a lot to be said.
Yes, I agree.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm stumped on this one. I can't think of any other tracks in Arizona.
I think that, oh, I get it. I see it. Dave, you are the king of Wikipedia. So it
Good source.
looks like this track replaced the old Arizona State Fairgrounds track.
Ah, interesting.
I may have to keep Wikipedia open.
I think you may have found a cheat code or the cheat sheet. There you go.
All right, lap 100. Woohoo! We made it here.
If I could pop confetti poppers over my desk right now, I would.
This is caution number 11.
11-11.
Speaking of that, Joey Doucette is on the pole, and we're going to take a quick commercial break. We will be right back. All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Phoenix Desert Classic, lap 101, our 11th caution of the night. Thank you for tuning into the IWM Broadcast Network. And we're here to bring you this event here. Joey Doucette is your control car, out to enter the back stretch, taking us towards the start and finish line, which is right in the beginning of the dog leg. 24 cars are still active. We are beginning to see attrition.
Could this be the long run? I don't know. But what I do know is that we are green flag racing back in Phoenix. And the 11-11 Veteran Project number 11 is out front after our 11th caution. There's the 6 wrecking on the back. He saves it.
Austin Habel in
Yep.
the 6.
Lap 103 about to be complete here tonight. Love this view from the start-finish line. See every driver making their way.
Almost in the wall.
Don't say that.
These are our 4 static cams around the track, giving us a great shot of these drivers as they are making their way around.
Looks like a little bit of a gap is forming now between Joey Doucette and Sammy Harrell there. Zach Ward there in 3rd. William Mann Jr. in 4th with Harley Barletta in 5th. I'm looking at lap times right now, Rick. Sammy Harrell just ran the fastest lap of the race a few laps ago, and he is looking to make his way up to the front. A lot of drivers having their best, if you consider sectors, first part of the track versus the second part of the track. A lot of drivers finding speed, and I think that's a matter of why I think that's a matter of because of the time of day. We're gone completely to night, going from a day race to a night race, and we're finding some grip out of these machines.
Certainly has made a difference. We were greasy as could be early on. We're taking a look back through the pack right now, just trying to see how the rest of the field is making their way around. And I think the guys are beginning to realize they've got to give a little bit of space to each other, because if you continue to get instant points from contact, you're going to get your way out of this event.
Yeah, you will, and it is a battle of attrition right now. A lot of the drivers are on the brink of potentially a drive-through penalty / stop and go, potentially for incident limits, as well as potentially getting disqualified, which you do not want that on your resume here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series.
So
not like we're going to discipline you, but
right. So where does the 6 stand with incident points?
right now the 6 is sitting at 14. 14 incident points.
And when does the first drive-through penalty occur?
I believe that is at 17. It looks like 2 drivers have eclipsed that mark. That would be Jeff Nairn at 20 incidents and Steven Gibson, who is not in the race anymore, at 20 incidents as well. So we have a few drivers at 12, 1 driver at 16. So it's kind of getting tight there for some of these cars, especially nearing the end of the race, coming here in about 60 laps.
79 laps to go. While we're under green, we've got another commercial to run. It will be side by side. You will not miss a thing. We will be right back.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce. We want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
Hello, my name is Amanda, and I support Tech4Troops.
All right, back to the Tech4Troops Cup Series Phoenix Desert Classic. We are on lap 111. Joey Doucette is doing a phenomenal job working his way around this track, followed by Sammy Harrell in that 42 Massage NV vehicle. Zach Ward is in 3rd. Harley Roletta is in 4th. William Mann Jr. is in 5th. Luke Bullard in 6th. Charles Van Scoik in 7th. Ty Bostic in 8th. Sean Schutman in 9th. And John Legend is in 10th. So we're seeing, this at this point in this race, a significant amount of 11-11 drivers in the top 10.
We are, and it's happened at a lot of races this year where they try to find their way up to the front. This is very reminiscent of how last year's races would go, where you would see a lot of those 11-11 Veteran Project guys make their way back up to the front here tonight. Now, one driver that I know we have not called tonight is Hermes Castro. I do not believe he is in the field tonight, Rick.
He's not, and I think Hermes has taken a little bit of time off. We hope to see him back up. Yellow flag is back out. Luke Bullard may have been involved, unfortunately, in this incident. Let's try to get a shot on 3. He's got the 29 of William Mann Jr. on his outside, the 41 of Charles Van Scoik behind him, and he just, unfortunately, loses it, but saves it. Now, he could have been a lot worse. Looked like that car was going to turn to the outside, but he held on. Did contact that inner safer barrier, but not too terrible. Number of drivers are now on pit road. Doucette, Ward, Barletta, William Mann. A lot of team members there. We're watching the 3 of Luke Bullard make his way down pit road. fresh set of Goodyear tires. Maybe staying in to get some of that damage to that left front quarter panel repaired, and he'll get right back out. So that puts Sammy Harrell back up in front.
Yep, the last time he came down pit road was up 78. He has some of the oldest tires on the track right now.
We are going to take a quick full commercial break. We'll be right back. This will be the last commercial break of the night.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers to get back in the workforce. We want to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back to lap 116 of the Tech4Troops Phoenix Desert Classic. I am Rick Souza, here joined by my broadcast partner John DeRudris with the IWM Broadcast Network. We've had a bit of a caution-filled event here at Phoenix with this Tech4Troops Series drivers. This is our 12th caution event out of 116 laps. You do the math. It's been just under
10.
Yeah, about
Well,
9%.
I mean, that's average, though. I think that's pretty average for the races where we've had this many cautions, though. If I remember Richmond, I think everybody remembers Richmond, where we've had, it was about every 10 laps, it seems to be, on average. So hopefully that trend does not hold true, because that means we would end up somewhere with, what is that, 18 to 19 cautions?
Yeah, that would be a bad night.
Yeah.
It
Yes, it
definitely
would.
be at 19, almost 20.
Yes.
To avoid that when it comes to caution numbers. Retrowave Dave said, what major Hollywood star won a road course race at Phoenix?
Wow. Hey, Rick, you have the source. You have the source if you want to check.
I'll let the diehards who have stayed with us, who are still on, try to respond first. We'll get Dave to answer that question once we go back to green.
Perfect, which we are about to do right now. Green flag is about to wave once that number 42 car gets into that Geico restart zone, and we're off. Green flag back out here in the Tech4Troops Phoenix Desert Classic.
Keep an eye on the rest of the field. There's a lot of, on these restarts, dicing for position. Being a 1 mile track with lots of different flavors of track there between the dog leg and the different turns, it's sometimes hard to pass.
It very well is it's difficult to pass. You almost have to treat this track almost like, I'm trying to think of a track that's in comparison. I would say Darlington. I would say this is a track that you can compare to Darlington due to the fact that you have to almost set up a pass. So you have to basically have a good 3 and 4 to be able to pass somebody in 1 and 2, or a good 3 and 4 to be able to carry enough momentum in the 1 and 2 to be able to pass somebody on the opposite side of the track once you get there. So it's definitely a momentum carrying track. It's a rhythm track. That's another part of this track that we haven't talked about yet, Rick. How much of a rhythm track, at least in my experience, Phoenix is. You have to get used to the car being at turning for almost half the lap. I would say even a little bit over half the lap due to the dog leg. And that is all due to rhythm and figuring out where you can run your car.
Absolutely. So while we're talking here, we're definitely watching this battle for the lead between
Caution.
Sammy Harrell and Charles Van Skyke. And Charles did not get it done before the caution number 13 came out for Grant Altizer. We'll go back and look at that. Maybe I'll take a look at incident points for Grant. Let's see what we got here. Again, we're seeing a lot of these single car incidents, unless they collect somebody where you've got, oh, wait a minute, hang on.
Oh,
There was a lot going on before Grant ever got there. I see the 19 of John Ledger involved, the 99 of Marco Berube. Let's back that up just a little bit. And let's pause this here. And let's look at the 99. See if we can kind of see what happens here. Then we'll get to, so the 19 gets loose. He comes down, tag gets hit by the 88. That's Maurice Burnett. Then unfortunately, Burnett hits the inside. The 19 and the 99 collide. That's Marco Berube and John Ledger.
Aye.
The 11 gets by cleanly, but barely. The 45, then there's Grant spinning. A picture perfect pirouette. Unfortunately, he does get a little bit of the wall, not too bad. Oh, and Jeff Nairn gets by. The number 1 of Pete Woodrum on the outside gets by.
Man, this was just a terrible incident.
Okay. All right, so it looks like the scoring pylon has adjusted to put Charles Van Scoik on top. He did make it around the 42 of Samuel Harrell. Our 13th caution of 123 laps.
And just to put it out there, to answer your question, Grant Altizer has been black flagged for, I think it's actually going over the incident limit in some capacity. He is the only driver outside of Maurice Burnett. Him and Maurice both have black flags right now, both sitting at 16. I see some other drivers sitting at 16 and they don't have black flags. So this may be incident point related. It may not be. But right now it looks like both of them have black flags.
All right, so getting to a question that was put up there. Looks like Hollywood giant Steve McQueen wins the Winter Sprint sports car race on the track's road course in a Porsche 908 from pole position, setting a new lap record of 1 hour, 41 minutes and 9 seconds. And a shout out from Brittany Bullard saying, "Let's go Bullard, whole family is watching at the beach."
Oh, there we go. Tuning in on vacation. Look at that. That's dedication right there. Dedication from the family. Let's go, Luke. I'm rooting for you now on that perspective. He's there back in the pack, sitting at about 12th or 13th, maybe a little bit back, 14th, 15th. But anyways, green flag back out. Charles Van Scoik to the point with Sammy Harold was outside. Green flag back in the air, battling with 63 laps to go. It is anybody's race.
Yeah, big move by Ty Bostic.
And the top 5 are under a blanket coming out of turn 2. Still can't get that right. Even though I've been on this track before and I know what turn 2 is, it just doesn't seem to have the same effect. Oh, six is into the wall. Big hit. He may slide back up the track. He will, and he will not bring out a caution yet.
Nope, no caution.
Nope.
He, Austin Habel in the 6 basically just spun and decided he just towed, which basically just went to the pits, got off the racing surface. We stayed green.
Very lucky there. Typically when you see that, you see a caution come out when a car tows when they're above that yellow line. So very lucky that we did not get a caution there. 127 out of 87 to go. That means we are 60 laps to the end of it. Basically 2/3 of the way done here tonight at Phoenix, if my math is correct, which it is.
Luke Bullard's back in, currently 11th. He's moved up a bit, making some headway, making his way back up to the field. But he's in a tough group of guys. makes it hard to pass. Look at the 29 of William Mann Jr. behind him, the 14 of Mike Slagger, who just contacted the wall there on his outside. Coming up to the 7 of Zach Ward, who was right there side by side with 17 of David Clayton. Up front, Charles Van Scoik continues to extend his lead over Sammy Harrell, just over half a second. Bostic is in third. Sean Schutman is in fourth. Luke Bullard has cracked the top 10.
There we go.
Setting his sights on the 17th last pitted on lap 114. So he has got fresher tires than nearly everybody but the competitor in front of him. Zach Ward also pitted on lap 114.
Correct.
Cars still on the lead lap. Marco Berube is currently in and on that bubble in 19th. Let's take a quick look at our track position map. See if we can see just where he is. So you can see that 41 with that dark or that bright green circle around it. That's your leader, Charles Van Scoik, and that black 99 at the entering into turn 1 on the back stretch, on the front stretch, coming around to the, I don't know what's front stretch or back stretch. That's supposed to be the back stretch right there. Is the last car on the lead lap.
Yes, it is. You know, right about now, we'd see these cars start to get a little bit squirrely. Just looking at trends, if I want to put my inner Larry Mack hat on.
If you want to jinx these guys?
I never said jinx. I'm just talking about trends. I can't. The numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie.
Speaking of numbers don't lie, look at Ryan Pittman. He's made it all the way back up to 5th. We were counting him out for a while there.
Yeah, what a charge by that number 08 machine looking to... Oh, hold on 22.
There. That's
He's
Ty
able
Bostic.
to hold it. He got it. Good save there by the...
Didn't save it.
Double 2.
So I was just about to make a point that your current leader, Charles Van Scoik, was your pole sitter. Sammy Harrell in second was in 8th position. Sean Schutman currently in 3rd was in 13th position. And Christoph Hall currently in 5th was in 18th.
Yeah, a lot of big movers this race. And a lot of, unfortunately, big losers. Alonzo King down 16 positions. Stephen Gibson also down 22. Unfortunate there, but a lot of big movers this race. Even Ty Bostic, he's up 13. William Mann Jr.'s up 11. Dave Sharon still holding on strong there in 16. He's up 12 spots there as Zach Ward passes Ian Ogden there for that 6th spot.
Well, Alonzo King is the first car on the down a lap. So if another caution does come out, if another caution comes out, he would get his position back. He'd be back on the lead lap.
Yes, he would.
Looks like the 41 of Van Scoik has made a little bit of progress in running down the 99. He continues to show over half a second lead. Almost half a second lead. Sammy Harrell just had a huge run.
Oh, we're wrecking. We're wrecking.
Where? 14th. Dave Clayman.
It's like, where's Waldo? Where? We were wrecking on, I guess, the back stretch, the old front stretch there. Car spun, got a little bit of contact.
We're still wrecking. This is live.
Oh, wow. I thought this was not... Whoa, okay. Well, What? Does he have a broken toe link, Rick?
I don't know. He's doing what he can to try and get back, I'm guessing. Let's take a quick look and just see what happened.
Uh,
A little loose, but then he got a little help from the 11 contacting the inner wall. You can see those. Oh,
man,
that's
two
the
11 cars.
81 just tore the side off that car. I don't think the 17 is very happy at this moment.
I wouldn't be either. But we've seen that happen all race long, and it's hard to check up for that car in front of you when he's right there, spinning. So unfortunate there for that machine, and hopefully he's able to get back up front.
Let's see if we can get a shot from the inside. That was Harley Barletta, right?
No, that was the first hit or the second hit?
The second hit. Let's take
that. Was Harley Barletta.
Yep. He did his best to avoid it and then save it. Okay, our 14th caution of the night. 48 laps to go. Exactly 10 per. We're at 140 laps in the books.
Hey, I told you, numbers and trends do not lie. They do not lie. It oddly enough, though, as long as this race has seemed like it's been, it seems like we jumped quite a bit from some of the previous cautions. Like, it's almost like, how did we get to 140 so soon? Oddly enough, does that sound odd, or am I just delusional at this point, Rick? I don't know.
I don't know. I think we're a little bit punchy. Retro Wave Dave says, looks like the 42 Massage Envy car is chasing down the 41 chicken car. For what purpose? I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yep. Interesting sponsor, that bourbon whiskey sponsor on the 41 Charles Van Scoik machine.
Yes, it is. That drink sponsor, whatever it may be. Yep. With the Massage Envy Chevrolet that was outside. With the 08 of Ryan Pittman there. The 44 of Christoph Hall, Zach Ward there, Sean Shootman, Luke Bullard as well. Anybody's game at this point. But right now, at the point, is the 41. Green Flag Racing back out here at Phoenix.
All right, 46 laps to go. Van Scoik in front. Ryan Pittman works his way around. And pretty much your top 17 all pitted on lap 138, 139. So these guys they've pretty much got a do-over, but they are on old tires right now trying to get back up to speed. So you've got to have a little patience here. Already, that was, I thought, a car beginning to spin low. That was the 45 of Hanna, but he saves it. Field is stretching out a bit. Joey Doucette is in the pits. I'm wondering if he had to serve a penalty. And now he's back out. Yellow flag is back out.
Ay, ay, ay.
Harley
Mamma
Barletta
mia.
and Maurice Burnett were involved. Let's try and get a... Oh, Harley Barletta was just in pieces. There was definitely some contact there. That's Alonzo King in front of him. The 81 spins head first into the wall. Oh, right in front of Maurice Burnett in the 88. Lots of contact between those drivers. Major collision. And Barletta sits on pit road, sans a hood and a right front quarter panel.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yep, so the tally continues. 15 cautions with 43 laps to go. We're flirting, just flirting, not saying it's going to happen, with our record at Richmond. Which, for those of you know, you know.
If you know, you know. It's one of those things. You had to be there. You had to be there.
You had to be there. You know, I'm glad they have lights on this track because the race has definitely extended into the evening here.
Yes, and it looks like we have a lucky dog candidate. That's the 11 of Joey Doucette.
All right, making his way around. That puts Marco Berube, I think, on the bubble. When we go back to green, we'll see. There are a number of drivers, and the way it's all shaken out, we'll get you a better accounting of that.
Got a question here for our 15th caution of the race. It has nothing to do with trivia. It's a matter of opinion. Which driver do you think is going to win here tonight in the Tech4Troops Phoenix Desert Classic? You can drop a number, you can drop a name, you can drop a team, anybody. But who is your pick to win here tonight? I think it's still anybody's game, Rick. The field is wide open right now.
Completely. I have no clue. And we're watching this with all the tech in front of us, and we're not sure who's going to be out front. Although I tell you, from a consistency perspective, that 41's hard to beat.
Yes, he is.
But
he is.
The 08 of Ryan Pittman has driven back up through the field and is now, again, flirting. But with 41 laps to go, it's anybody's race.
Very true. It is.
A lot of comments out there. Dark Tempest. Owl's Nest Race Team is pointing to the 88. That's a Maurice Burnett. I think Maurice is still in the pits, so I would recommend you pick somebody else. Oh, okay. They did change it to the 08 of Ryan Pittman.
Yep.
Brittany Bullard has put in, no surprise, the 3 of Luke Bullard, who is now
Of course.
in third.
Mm.
I'm sorry. He's number 3. He's in 6th, but in the third.
He was still involved in a 3 in some way. So, could that mean something? I don't know.
Pace car is off.
The only thing that I'm sure of right now is our average caution happening every 10 laps. Everything else is completely out the window. So we'll see. But right now, Van Scoik and Harrell, the 41, the 42, the class of the field so far this race are out front. They're about to enter the Geico restart zone and get this show back on the road. Green flag racing back in Phoenix. And that 42 car says, not so fast, Charles. I'm going to make my way back up. I guess did he technically go by Chuck? I think.
I don't know.
I can't remember. But Van Scoik still out to the point. But here comes the 08 of Ryan Pittman to the bottom side of Sammy Harrell there, trying to make a battle to put his name up there to win. Luke Bullard now making his way up to 5th, battling alongside the 37 of Sean Shootman at the line. 37 laps to go. The 3 looks like he's barely clear of that 37. 37 battles back, though. And he clears him. Luke Bullard up to P4.
All right, lap 151 in the books. Van Scoik, Sammy Harrell, Ryan Pittman, Luke Bullard, Sean Shipman. That's your top 5. Chris Hall, Ian Ogden, Ty Bostic, William Mann Jr., Mike Slacker. That is the balance of the top 10. Harley Barletta will be the car on the bubble. If it looks like the 14, another car wrecking on the front stretch.
Yeah.
Caution is out. Looks like Joey Doucette was involved.
Yep, Doucette definitely involved in that one. Not what Joey Doucette was looking for. Who's in front of him right there?
That's the Alonzo. No, yes, that was Alonzo King.
Now they got a car loose on the bottom there too. Can't forget about the car spinning almost in pit road. Oh, and his
That's
teammate, not
14,
again.
Mike Slagter. Let's back that up a little bit here. You get tagged by his teammate? So the 14 looks like he started it all. He's sliding to the inside, but he's out of the way. The 11 grazes the 80. And the 81 crumples the bumper on the 11. Okay. Well,
we both said well at the same time.
we did.
Yeah,
We're
it's
now at caution number 16 with still 34 laps to go.
Yes. We appreciate everybody tuning in tonight for the race. This is one of the outliers, we have to say. The only race that was comparable to this, I believe, would have been Richmond. Very long race, but these drivers are reporting loose conditions all around, and I think that is the case. These drivers, are, I believe, and I think everybody believes, 100% much better than what we've seen. Unfortunately, it just sometimes the setup can be wrong, and iRacing just had a big update recently, so this could be a product of a new setup that is just way too loose for some of these drivers' likings, which that's a big thing. I mean, let's talk about this. Within the Tech4Troop Cup Series, this is all fixed setup racing, so everybody has the same setup to level the playing field. And at times, the fixed setup, depending on the track, depending on the conditions, can be a little bit treacherous and can be a little bit not typically what the drivers are used to driving. So that's what we're seeing here tonight. But we definitely thank you for tuning in and watching us here and watching these drivers put on a heck of a show here tonight.
Well, and just like that, they're all in it together, so they all have to embrace the suck here and and make the best out of it with 33 laps to go and our 16th caution. We don't anticipate. It's going to be close to breaking our record of the number of cautions per. But
we'd have to have a lot of cautions, Rick, for that. We need another 8.
No. I think we're at 16. I thought our record was 20.
I thought our record was 24.
I don't know. I'll have to consult the Wayback Machine. Maybe that's a question to have. I think so far this year, the most cautions we've had have been 20. At Richmond.
Well, if that's the case, then
It's going to be close.
It's going to be close. But you know what? We're going to have 31 laps of clean green flag racing. I'm going to make my bet and put not much money on that one. I'm joking. I think we're going to have a great race at the end here.
We have Luke
Bullard. Yes, we are. We have Luke Bullard. His battle his way up one more row. Let's see what he's able to do. See if that 42 can get a good restart like he did last time. They're in the Geico restart zone. They're off. Wow. Almost dead even. Oh, the 42 backed out of it just a little bit. I think he could have been dead even there with the 41, but the 41 takes advantage.
I think he was thinking that he may have jumped it, and he backed out just to cover himself, because look at the run he's got up that outside.
He's there. He's there.
Took the, he took the dogleg option.
Oh, the 42 got a little tight. Got a little bump draft there from Luke saying, hey, come on, Sammy, let's go. 41 drives it way deep.
Back out. Ian Ogden. We haven't talked much about Ian Ogden tonight. He's been back there, but unfortunately, he has got involved in something. Let's go back and see if what happened with Ian in the 21. He is side by side with his teammate. The 14 of Mike Slagner is in front of him. Oh, just loose. He's riding that that seam right there, and there is, iRacing absolutely, when they program this setup, you are more loose riding on that seam than riding on the racing surface.
Correct.
All right, no real damage to anybody. I'm sure that the 21 has flat spotted his tires. He's got to come back in and get that taken care of. But yeah, that's 17 with 29 to go. Glad you didn't bet the farm on that.
There's a reason why I said very little, Rick. Because my trends are actually trending in the wrong way. We're getting about a caution. Don't know the rough math on that. I like
9.
9.6 technically, but at this point, we're not taking any more math into consideration here at the Tech4Troops Cup Series. Outside of how many laps there are to go and what drivers are up there in the mix right now, Charles Van Scoik out front with Sammy Harrell in second, Luke Bullard in third, Ryan Pittman in fourth, Sean Shootman in fifth, Christoph Hall in sixth, Ty Bostic in seventh, John Ledger in eighth, William Mann Jr. in ninth, and Zach Ward up to 10th. And let's just take some notes really quick about these drivers in 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Christoph Hall plus 12 positions in 6th place. Ty Bostic in 7th place with plus 15 positions. John Ledger in 8th. He is up 17 positions there. And William Mann Jr. up 12 positions there in the 9th place spot. So right now we could see some of these cars that are in the back potentially make their way up to the front and potentially win.
Richard Davis asking, where is next week's race? Well, that is something that none of these guys have participated on. We will be at the Chicago Road Course next week for 40 laps.
40 laps of non-stop action. You have sector cautions, but you will not have full course. And Rick, I will call Chicago the Monaco of NASCAR, not because of its historic marks and capabilities, but because of how narrow this Chicago street circuit is. I think it is the narrowest circuit on the track in some sorts. I don't know if that is a 100% claimed true fact, but from what I know of the Cup Series, there are some terms in there that are, you can't fit more than a car through there. So
yeah, and it's kind of like two cubes put together there, so there's lots of 90-degree turns, so it should be interesting.
What's going to be interesting is who's going to finish this race in the top spot That 42's hungry for a win. So is that 41. So is that 3. Looks like we have the cream starting to rise to the top here. Pittman and Bullard there with the 42 and the 41. Green flag back out. Can we get a first-time winner, or can a repeat winner break way and or can a winner that we've already seen?
Oh, wrecking in the back.
Oh, and the 3 got into 42. The 3 got into 42, and he saved it.
Caution's back out. You know, I said 2 cubes. I meant 2 rectangles. It's all good. It's a road course. So it looks like David Clayman crashed. Go back to David there. Watching him, I think there's contact with the 9. It's hard to. We'll take another look at it from a contact. So we'll just follow this along. Looks like the 17 is coming down. The 9's kind of. Yeah.
Ay.
Yep. All right, 17 around. Not much contact there, really not any contact with the inside wall. Probably some hurt feelings there. We are now on our 18th caution of the night with 24 laps to go.
Rick, I know you mentioned 20 is our record, and I didn't think we were gonna get there.
Yeah.
But you know, is what everybody says in sports. Records are meant to be broken, period.
That's what they say. I've heard that.
They never say whether it's good or bad records. They just say records. So this could be a record here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series. So we'll see what happens. By statistics, you will be correct. This record will be broken. That's all I got to say. But we definitely appreciate everybody tuning in tonight here for the Tech4Troops Cup Series race at Phoenix. We appreciate all the subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, we would love for you to drop that subscribe and drop a like, as well as hitting that notification bell so you will get notified every time we go live here on the Tech4Troops Cup Series, as well as the IWM Broadcast Network for all our other events that are going on. And we appreciate Tech4Troops, our title sponsor, as well as the 1111 Veteran Project and U-Haul. And everybody who's tuned in tonight and still watching this race, especially the Bullard family and all of that stuff.
All right, 23 laps to go. Charles Van Scoik is our leader. Sammy Harrell in second, Luke Bullard in third. Ryan Pittman is there in fourth, Sean Shipman in fifth. Potential for another first-time winner. I guess Retro Dave had asked, is our next race at Chicago our All-Star race? The answer is no. Our All-Star race will be the week following. We will be at North Wilkesboro. We've got our All-Star race, 120 laps at North Wilkesboro. That should be a fun race.
That will be a very fun race. I'm looking forward to that one. Always good going to North Wilkesboro and experiencing that track. It's definitely a challenging track to drive, but it's so fun. I particularly like it a lot.
All right, lights are off on top of our pace car. Maybe we can get this done. We'll see.
Oh, we can. Maybe.
$22 laps to go. Thank you for tuning into the Tech4Troops Phoenix Desert Classic. We've got just a few short laps to wrap this race up, our 9th of the season. We are back under green.
Yes, we are. Green flag back in the air. And that 3 is looking for the lead. At least looking for second place right now. Tries to look under the bottom side of Sammy Harrell there. Not quite yet, but here comes Sammy Harrell looking to the outside of the 41.
Got Ryan Pittman on his
Oh my
tail.
gosh. Hey Rick,
And
guess what?
another caution. Ian Ogden also involved. Ian was, he spun again. Let's see if Ian had a little help with that. Looks like a major checkup at the back of the pack. Ian comes down. Oh, just kind of got super loose. Oh, collects, I guess that's the 99 of Marco Berube. Got also involved. That's unfortunate for both drivers. All right. A comment by Jerry Batto, who basically said, yeah, when you look at the tracks with the most yellows, this being one, Richmond being the other, it's typically single cars bringing out the yellow, not so much with large. I would say that applies here if you look at it as a single car that maybe collects somebody else, but yeah, it's a single car getting loose. And unfortunately, as John had indicated earlier, it's our understanding that the setup that iRacing has delivered for the cars for this track is just super hard to drive.
Yep, it's a loose one, and just to add that a little bit, yeah, it's not a matter of drivers getting into each other intentionally. It's not even racing incidents. It's just cars getting loose, and when you're loose and everybody else is loose, and you try to avoid a loose car, you get loose. So it's just a slippery slope we slide down here in Phoenix. But we appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, watching this event. We'll see if we get a first-time winner. Luke and Brian there in third and fourth are looking to spoil it. You have Christoph Hall still looking for a win. Sammy Harrell, Charles Van Scoik. So we'll see who's able to bring it home.
All right, so just so you know that the Sammy Harrell and Charles Van Scoik and Christoph Hall are all part of 43 Racing. So great showing by 43 Racing with those teammates. I mentioned Maurice Burnett, who's also part of it, but unfortunately, I think he's got some extensive damage and trying to get those repairs made in the pit, but good showing earlier. So.
It's definitely a team sport here at the Tech4Troops Cup Series, and we've seen that with NB2 this year. NB2's been very, very strong as a team. We'll see if Luke Bullard there can get that done and see if they're able to bring it home again.
Yeah, they're third and seventh right there so far. So restart here with 16 laps to go once the leader makes it back around to the start finish line. That was our 19th caution of the night. The math has kind of gone to hell, John.
Oh yeah, it's all gone. It's all gone. My notepad's gone. Numbers are gone. Pencil's gone.
We're in
Tires are gone.
Over 2 hours.
Yes, we have. We have eclipsed the 2 hour mark here. Right in. Yep, we have 2 hours and 8 minutes exactly. Looking at the clock on iRacing. So thank you again for tuning in. And if you're watching on the replay, you could have fast forwarded. Green flag back in the air here in Phoenix, and Charles Van Scoik.
You don't want to fast forward. You don't want to miss a single thing. We have no idea what's going to happen.
We just like the 40. We have a car in the inside wall. I think that is. Who is that? Boy, that was Christoph. That was Christoph Hall.
Oh, the Bullard is super loose.
Yeah, we don't even know what's going to happen. to finish that point there, Rick. Yep, no clue. No clue. But what we do know is that we are 15 laps to the end of this race, and that 41 is getting a bumper full of that 3 car looking to be the first repeat winner this season. Here go. We shut the door. The 41 knows that 3 is looking. He's there. 41 gets a little loose out of the corner. Here comes Luke Buller to the lead. They are tight in the caution.
Waves.
Yeah,
I don't know exactly what this caution is about.
I'm looking at the board. I don't see anything. I don't see anybody dropping. Oh, could it be a lap down car?
Found it.
Ah, there we go.
It's the 9 car of Dave Sharon. And also Ian Ogden again.
Jeez, Ian cannot catch a break.
A tough day for the 21 of Ian Ogden. And that being said, that is our 20th caution of the night.
So, that's a tie. Records are not meant to be... Well, some records are tied, but most records are meant to be broken. So...
This is not the one we want to break.
Hey, it happens. It happens.
All right, 13 laps to go. By the time we go back to green flag, it'll be 11 laps at the stripe, my guess. Unless those lights come off now. Oh, one more time around. That pace car has got more laps on it than some of these drivers.
I'm about to say that pace car led more laps than anybody here tonight.
So when you think about it, 20 laps, 20 cautions, approximately what, 4 laps per caution?
Yes.
That is 80 laps of this race we have done under caution.
That would be correct. That's accurate. If it was 3, it'd be 60, which is still a third of the race. A lot of cautions, a lot of caution laps, but we're narrowing it down. So,
yeah, we have to have some level of attrition. There are 12 laps left to go.
And just looking through the board, Alonzo King is back up on the lead lap in 13th. Can we see that number 80 machine make his way back up to the front here in 10 laps? Because it will be 10 to go at the line. Drivers are getting double file as we speak.
Luke Bullard on the outside.
I think that's a great opportunity there for the 3 machine to get alongside that 41, because if that 3 can crowd that 41 down and not let that 41 get a run off the corner, we may see a pass for the lead. And don't look too far back, because then that would open up the door for Ryan Pitton there in 4th. So we'll see what happens.
Don't count out the 42 of Sammy Harrell right there behind the 41. He could
Here
be
we
the
go.
spoiler. If they're into each other, he can make his way around.
Here we go. That 3's there. Oh, not a good start by Luke. He stacks up the outside line. 10 to go. Oh, we're wrecking. 7's around.
Exactly.
Oh, Harley Barletta and the 7. That was probably one of the hardest hits I've seen on iRacing. That 7 just got obliterated in the driver's side door by Harley Barletta. And Rick,
Yep. Let's go.
we have a record.
Winner, chicken dinner.
I guess somebody somewhere is winning something. I mean, if somebody put money on the over 20 cautions tonight, then you would have won.
So it looks like Joey Doucette's right there, and unfortunately spins him in the right quarter panel. He comes down in front of the 81.
And there was another car wrecking up at the top of the screen. Look right there.
That's the 44.
Christoph.
Yep. All right. If that 7 has a chance to get some quick repair work done, we are down to 8 laps to go. We'll chew through a couple here. Wind up with 5 or so laps to go. Maybe 6. Like somebody got the wave around there. I'm trying to figure out who that was. That Pete Woodrum, I think.
Yep,
Got
Pete.
the wave around. So Retro Dave said it's really good that we did not institute the one shot for every caution, because at this point, Retro Dave said that he would have passed out about 50 laps ago.
I think this broadcast would have a very different tone if we instituted that.
So Elliot in race control thinks that we had 24
That's what I
cautions
thought.
at Richmond. That's certainly possible.
I'm gonna actually go back and check the broadcast really quick from Richmond, because it wasn't too long ago that we had that race. So let me go back and take a look and see specifically. Here we go, Richmond. All right, let's see. Let's fast forward this. It was in fact 24, Rick.
24. Oh, heck. We got plenty of time.
We have plenty of time to break the record. Yeah, exactly. We have another caution come out. You know,
Actually,
5 to go.
actually, we really don't have that much time. We've got only about 7 minutes left within this race. Unfortunately, with anything with iRacing and as part of the simulation, you set amount of time for the event to take place. We've got about 7 minutes left. Plenty of time to finish the race if we stay green.
I really hope we stay green. I think it's going to be a good battle if we do. I think you have 4 cars up front that could win with the, well, really, I guess 3 now. I'm not going to count out Ty Bostic and John Ledger, who have both moved up 18 and 20 positions on the day. But right now, it's looking very good for the 41 and the 42 and the 3 machine. So we'll see what happens. Pace cars off, Rick. I hope it's the last time, because I want to see a good green flag finish, and I think we're going to get one here. They're making their way down into turn 3. Yep, I was correct this time, turn 3. Luke Bullard is on the back doorstep of the 41. They're in the Geico restart zone, and we're off green flag racing. 5 laps to go in the Tech4Troops Phoenix Desert Classic.
You nearly gave him a push up to the start-finish line.
He did. Here comes the 42 to the outside. They shut the door. Here comes the 3 to the inside. 3s we're wrecking. We're
45
wrecking.
goes around.
And we're wrecking. Again.
Yep, that's unfortunately that 45. That's Bart Hanna. This is on the restart, and I don't know if he had any help. It's just like he just may have just backed it up just a little bit to see if that was just solo incident, but my guess is it is. Yeah. Car just looked like it was just fading a bit and then just goes right around.
Yep.
All right, so that is probably going to make this race finish on a green-white checker. So if you don't know what that is, or you're a little questioning what we mean by that, and that is at the next restart, the green flag will drop if we make it cleanly around the track, and the leader then will take then the white flag, which means 1 lap to go, and then at that point, it doesn't matter if there's a wreck or an accident or any type of contact. It's however you finish, you finish. Ideally, you finish well. Now, that being said, at 22 at the Eastern 53, that 5 minutes ago, we had 7 minutes of racing left, which means it could be tight here. I don't have a countdown clock as to how much time is left in racing.
I don't either. But we're getting down to it. That's all I know.
I'm asking the admin to jump in. There's nobody on pit road.
I think that's a good call. Pitting at this point of the race would be detrimental to your strategy as well as your finishing position. So, Rick, are we going to be able to get this race back up and going? I don't know. It's going to be close.
It's going to be close. There's less than 3 minutes left.
Lights on the pace car should go out this time, and if they don't, then I don't think we're going to get this race done.
They are out. Lights are out.
So it takes about a minute to get around. So it takes about another minute to get back around, which means we're going to be down to 2 minutes. We should be able to get it done because it'll be 2 laps. I think we'll be able to get this race underway and finished. Looking at the time, yes, I think we're going to be able to get this done. We have about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left right now. If we stay green, we should be able to get this race done, Rick.
All right. We are about to take that green flag momentarily.
Yes, we are. Restart of the race for these drivers right here. Who's going to bring it home in the Tech4Troops Phoenix Desert Classic? Skoik, Harold, Bullard. Any of them can win. Green flag back out. And we're off. Luke Bullard is to the inside.
Contact.
Yep, got him loose. Luke Bullard said, excuse me.
42.
42's loose.
Contact. He's
Hold on to it. Hold on to it. Don't come down. Oh, no. They're going forward. They're still going forward. No, they're not. We're wrecking. That's it. Race is probably going to be over, which means Charles Van Skoik, if time permits, will be the winner.
If this is called on time. Can you see your black box to give you some time? So involved in that wreck, we knew with the 99 of Marco Berube, Dave Sharon was also involved.
We have a lot of black flags right now. I know drivers are talking. I just can't hear what they're saying.
So it's like Christoph kind of lost it on the restart. That's the 42. Unfortunately, what happened with the 42?
I have no clue, but everybody just stacked up.
Yeah, let's go back and try to find Sammy Harrow here. Let's back that up a little bit. So he faded. He tried to save it. That's correct. There was contact with the 3 and the 22. He saved it, but came back into the field, collecting a lot of drivers. Just like pinballs bouncing around out there. Okay. I've looked at a lot of cautions today. Just to finish that.
Hey, what, 20? Is it 22? Is that right, 22? I believe that's correct.
Let's bring up the board. 23rd.
Oh, no. I don't think we can make our last one. Not doing it.
I don't think so. But I think that time has got to be expiring.
I mean, it says we're over time right now, but I remember we were over time on the last Richmond race. And we still had some time left on the clock.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I don't remember how much time, but we had time for one more restart, which is where we're at right now. One more restart.
Well, I know that. So Race Control has said that in the cars, the drivers are saying that they show 2 minutes left.
Yeah, that's not going to be enough time, I don't think.
I think our race control is remote tonight, so I don't believe he has all the controls to be able to shorten the event. But the lights are off on top of the pace car.
Well, this could pose in very interesting. Could this be where you end at where the time stops? Because pace car's lights are off. We know it's under 2 minutes, and we know that was about a minute ago.
Pace car's off the track.
We could
underway.
We could finish this under green. I'm going to pay attention to the scoring monitor and the results and see where things are when this race transpires. So, okay, well, we're going to get some action here. Not sure what it's going to be, but we're going to get it. Luke Bull to the outside of the 41 as we are going to get our last restart of the race. Green flag back in the air.
Big
Carlos
jump.
Van Scoik is off.
Big jump. Good push by the 22. Pushing the 3. Pittman goes
19.
low in the dog leg.
Here we go. Here comes the 3 to the outside. 3's going to try to get a run. Here comes the 08 down to the inside. They're on the back doorstep of Van Scoik. 2 laps to go. Here comes the 3 down to the bottom. They shut the door on Bullard. 1 lap. Oh, Van Scoik sideways. He checks up.
Contact.
Oh, who's going to win?
Final
Van
lap.
Scoik.
Oh, 3 wrecks big in the
Oh,
wall.
big wreck. But who's there? Who is that?
Bostic.
Is that Bostic? No caution.
No caution.
They're still racing.
Final lap.
Can Bostic steal this one? Or is Van Scoik?
Bostic is going to win this race.
No, he's not. Van Scoik drove it in. No. I think Bostic is going to win this race, Rick.
Around Sean Shipman, second. William Ann Jr. spins at the line. Everything you just saw just changed in that last lap.
I don't know what we just watched, but I think that was definitely worth 24 cautions to get to that point.
So if you enjoyed the race, just skip to the last lap and you...
Yeah, just skip to where it says caution number 23, and all hell breaks loose. So, by my monitors, I see Bostic, Shootman, Mann as the top three.
That's what we show here. It has posted. Let's see what. Let's just double check the final results.
Yes, Ty Bostic won. I am completely shocked at what we just saw, but Ty Bostic brought home this win 2 hours and basically 30 minutes later here for NB2. We talked about NB2 this season. Could they repeat? And they did with Bostic. Sean Shootman in second, William Mann Jr. in third, Zach Ward in fourth. Van Scoik, what a heartbreaker there in P5. Alonzo King, what a way to make his way back up in sixth. Great run by Mark Hanna and David Clayman, 7th and 8th. Christoph Hall finishes in 9th, and Jeff Nairn, NB2, finishes off in P10.
That's those are all the cars that finish on the lead lap. Behind them, Mike Slagter in 11th, Grant Altizer in 12th, Marco Berube in 13th, Ryan Pittman in 14th, Luke Bullard in 15th. Those guys were collected in that last incident. John Ledger in 16th, Pete Woodrum in 17th, Dave Sharon in 18th. In 19th, Joey Doucette, followed by Samuel Hare. We saw him up front most of the night. Harley Barletta, Ian Ogden, Maurice Burnett, Austin Habel, Steven Gibson, Kane Vandermark, Jesse Vaughn, Colin Garrett. That rounds out the competitors for tonight and the finishing order. What a wild finish.
I cannot believe that what we just saw. I mean, heartbreaker for Bullard, heartbreaker there for the 42 and the 41. But Ty Bostic there at the right time made a great move down to the bottom side of the track when everybody else was stacking up and able to bring home a win, his second win on the season, to move him up into the front runner right now in the playoff run. Rick,
let's watch that last lap.
Yeah, we have a replay. I mean, that was incredible.
We're trying to get there.
It all started right there, going into 3 and 4. There comes the 22 down to the bottom side. Everybody literally.
Let's go back just a little bit. We've got to find out what happened with the 3.
Looks like to say the least. Yeah, parts, hoods flying everywhere, souvenirs being thrown into the stands.
All right, before we get to we have our drivers in the waiting room. We'll give one shot to just review this.
I mean, it looks like Alonso and Mike were together and just came down and just everybody piled. I mean, just like literally nobody made it through there clean.
That's like ARCA braking at its finest.
It is ARCA braking at its finest there. And unfortunate, but what a move by the 22. And I thought the 41 was going to try to dive in deep here. I think he did, but just locked it up. Which cost him 4 positions. And William Mann Jr. in style doing a little bit of a 360 at the line, pulling his own Michael McDowell.
He went. He crossed the line pretty much in a circling right there. So, all right, let's bring those race results back up, and let's get Mr. William Mann Jr. himself into the broadcast booth. Holy cow, what a finish.
Yeah.
Great job, Mr. William Mann Jr. spinning across the start-finish line in style.
Yeah, I made up my mind I wasn't going to lift, but I also knew that the line I took, I wouldn't take out the guy ahead of me, or excuse me, outside of me. So it's kind of, I'm either going to beat him to the line backwards, or he's going to beat me to the line forward. So it worked out.
It did, and you were at the right place at the right time. Walk us through this race. I mean, we had almost a record-setting cautions here tonight with 23, and from what we've heard from other drivers, it was not the track, it was the car. The car seemed really loose. What is your thoughts on the car tonight?
The setup started off really, really bad in the heat, and as the temperature changed at nighttime, it got a little bit better control. I don't know if that was the temperature drop plus the rubber on the track, but it just, I out the get-go, I knew I wasn't going to have nothing for the top speeds in the heat. So I was going to play it safe and be patient, try to hold off. And I guess being a turtle worked out tonight.
Yep, sometimes it's better to be the turtle than the hare for sure.
Yeah,
All right, so, yeah, it
we had
just
some
was,
good speed late.
yeah, it was a challenging. I guess you guys didn't get a whole lot of green flag runs in this race.
Yeah, that's a little frustrating. A lot of that, I mean, I've seen some of the faster guys are like, they finish a lap down, just either unable to get out of the way or just being a little bit too impatient. I don't know. It seems like the whole theme of some of these short tracks, especially Phoenix and Richmond, is just kind of be patient, let the car come to you, let the people make mistakes, and I mean, especially with the added cautions, you can go a lot further on fuel. So it's like, why would you risk tearing your stuff up or risk getting put out of the race from damage when you know other people are going to help you out? So I like to let them help me out.
Yep, absolutely. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, man. As always, Average Joe Motorsports. They brought me in last season. It's kind of like an outsider, and then we got to 2 teams. We got Toyota team, Chevy team, so it's been good sharing information, strategies, and working together. As always as well, this league and just you broadcasters, all you guys put the stuff together. Ian Ogden and his Veterans Project that he's brought on to help, sponsor things and put guys together. It's pretty nice to be a part of everything and to have good competition week in, week out, and it's nice.
All right, that's great. That's your third place finisher, William Mann Jr. Let's go ahead and bring in our second place finisher. Have we talked to Sean Shupman in the past, John?
Possibly.
Sean, welcome to the broadcast booth. Congratulations on your second place finish.
Hey, thank you very much.
It's been a minute since we've last talked.
Yeah, been struggling here and there with it. It's kind of, it's a hard league. These drivers drive really hard, and I would like to thank Tech4Troops for putting this league on. It's fantastic, and it's challenging me every week.
Absolutely. I mean, let's talk about the race and how you specifically felt in the car. We heard from William Mann there talking about how it was really, really loose in the heat. Then it kind of got a little bit better once the sun went down. Run us through your race and what you felt in the car.
Well, I thought the track drove pretty good. You just had to be real consistent and not drive it too hard. It seemed like I could just really pull some speed on the outside of turns 1 and 2, and that's kind of where I was getting the job done most of the time. And that car will step out on you at any moment if you're just not careful. It did it to me a couple times, and you would lose your momentum, and you just had to be real gentle with it and really try to push as hard as you can, but not lose it.
Well, it's great to see you up there up front, especially for your team. Certainly makes a great statement to get back up there for Phoenix. Of course, now our next adventure is going to be a road course. How are you at road courses, Sean?
Well, I've been practicing this one, and I think the Chicago street course is a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it, but we'll see when time comes how it actually happens.
Yeah, I've heard it described a lot of ways. I'm not sure if fun was ever mentioned, but I'm glad that's your attitude, and we're looking forward to seeing you. Hang with us. We're going to bring in Mr. Bostic right now. Ty, Sean, any shout-outs tonight? Sean?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry?
Nope. I just want to thank Tech4Troops again and for this league.
You got it. Mr. Bostic, congratulations. I think you are our first repeat winner.
That is true.
Appreciate it, guys. How's it going?
Good. You were up there, pretty much the whole race at some point. You were in there flirting with the top 10 or in the top 10 most of the night. Your teammate was there as well. Unfortunately, that last little incident there, that sprint to the finish, took the 3 out, but you won. That's awesome.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I try to keep myself in the mix and give myself a shot at the end. And like I said, Luke had a good run too. It looked bad situation, ended up working out for him. So took the chance out of him, but it worked out for one of us, I guess.
Yeah, it did,
Right.
Even so, Jeff Nairn, your team also finished in 10th.
Yep. Yeah, he was running well too. He had some mishaps with some incident points, but he was running pretty well too.
Yeah, that's going to happen. We had 23 cautions tonight.
Yeah, it felt like quite a few.
And runners, I've asked William this question, Sean this question. Give us a rundown about how you felt in the car. A lot of drivers reporting it's very, very loose in the heat. It got a little bit better in the nighttime. But run us through how you felt in the car. Was it loose? Obviously, for everybody it was. But how did you feel it transitioned from day to night?
I didn't notice a massive difference when the daytime switched. It was about the same the whole time, but it was a little bit loose coming off of, I guess it's 2 now. Coming off of the 2, you just had to be patient getting onto the gas. Like I said, daytime, nighttime, whatever the temperature was, it was about the same. That was the sketchy part of the track, is you just had to be patient with when and how much you got on the gas coming off that turn.
All right, well, that's Ty Bostic, your winner here at Phoenix. We're at that halfway point. Next week, we'll take the Tech4Troops series to Chicago for the Chicago street race. You'll watch that live at NASCAR this in the week that follows. So we'll be there first. So
Yeah, well, we'll be the test run and see how it goes.
right.
Yeah, not sure how that's going to go. But from everybody here at the IWM Broadcast Network, Rick and I, we appreciate everybody tuning in for a long race tonight. And if you haven't already, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and share this with somebody who you think may be interested in what we do in sim racing or watching us every Wednesday. So, Rick, send us off.
All right, folks. Thanks again for tuning in. We appreciate you hanging with us. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week.